In this video, we will study in detail about the project management methodologies that are predictive, hybrid, and adaptive. Now you can see how these methodologies are further classified. Predictive is very well known by waterfall methodology, or adaptive is further classified in three different methodologies, that is iterative, incremental, or agile, and hybrid is the combination of waterfall plus agile. Why predictive or waterfall is known as plan driven? Here you can see the 5 stages or phases of this process. Predictive phase starts from gathering requirements, then it jumps to the designing sector, then we implement it, and testing, validation or verification will be done, and then it is handed over to maintenance department. In order to understand the predictive methodology, you need to read it thoroughly and try to understand the pain points. Number 1. The output of first phase is the input of second phase. Second, there is no end date. It has a start date, but the project has no certain end date. Third, not all the activities perform in sequence. Fourth, a project lifecycle is a series of phases or stages that a project passes through from its start to completion. 5. In predictive or waterfall approach, the project is plan driven. And number 6, scope is freeze, rework or any changes is not possible in the middle of the project. So these are the rules which we have to maintain throughout the project while applying predictive approach. The main disadvantage of the predictive approach is once you have started the project, no change can be made until the project is done or it is handed over to the maintenance department, because change can be cost more than it is estimated earlier. So the overall advantages of waterfall model is all processes, actions and results are well documented. It is easy to understand and implement. There are specific deliverables in each phase of the life cycle. All the activities to be performed in each phase are clearly defined. It is perfectly suitable for projects where all the requirements are predefined and understood clearly. The release date and the final cost are already estimated before the development begins, and it is easier to assign tasks to different team members. Now we look into the adaptive approach, which is further classified into 3 phases. So the number 1 is incremental phase. You need to read it thoroughly. In order to clarify the difference between these 3 phases, we need to understand thoroughly. In incremental phase, project has multiple deliverables and the set of deliverables will complete the project. Here you can see analyze, design, implementation, testing, deployment and maintenance. It all gives you a one release, and the several releases will make a project. The second approach is iterative phase, which is applicable to trial or error approach. Like we have seen in the COVID-19, the end of the project is unknown, but we need to start the project as early as possible because it is recommended and it is highly important to carry forward. Here you can see the steps of each iteration, that is design, testing, implementation, and review. Changes can be made at any stage of the project. Agile phase is the combination of incremental and iterative approach. In Agile, project is consisted of multiple sprints and each sprint has 2 weeks of duration or equal size time box. You can easily understand by seeing the picture. Agile methodology, there's design, develop, test, deploy, review, plan, and then launch. Here you can see the life cycle of sprints made in different projects. The Agile methodology is commonly implemented by software development houses because while developing a software, multiple changes may occur. Here you can see how different is predictive and agile approach among each other and what are the dependencies to complete the project. And last not the least, the hybrid approach can be easily understood by seeing these pictures. As we know, the hybrid approach is consisted of agile plus predictive approaches, and agile is one of the phases of adaptive.